Okay, my name's Zakashi, guys, and in this video here we got a very interesting video. Now it's a tier list. You've already seen the thumbnail and the title, but we are going to be doing a very specific tier list. Like I said, this is going to be based on units that can 1v3. So let me put the scenario in your head. Let me set it up. You have to pick one unit. They have a gun to your phone. They say they're gonna delete your DBL account, but you have to win a 1v3. You can build the team however you want to, but you just have to win the 1v3. Who are you picking? That's what the tier list is based on. Straight powerhouse units. I don't want to hear no, this unit has good support. No, that doesn't matter. You have no friends. You gotta choose the unit that's going to save your DBR account. They're gonna delete it if you lose. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video, man. Let's get into this. Got a shout out the boy Dingy because I'm using his template to make the tier list. You see the link right there where it says short URL. If you want to make your own tier list of any kind, go ahead and give him a follow on Twitter. He's close to 4,000 subscribers. Appreciate him for letting me use this tier list. All right, so let's start from the bottom here. We got the fan service tier. These are units that they're kind of glazed, but in terms of 1v3 potential, put them in their prime state, buffed and whatnot, I don't feel like they're gonna be doing a better job than anybody else above them. That might be a hot take, and I think the hottest one that we just actually debated in stream right now was Godku and Gogeta Blue, and Gogeta Blue did wonders. Like, he actually did wonders if you juice him up. So I would say some of these might be wrong, of course, but I feel like all of these guys, they can kind of cook, but it's kind of like you're glazing them, you know, especially right now. But also the honorable mentions, these guys just about made it, but they didn't make it. That's all I can say pretty much. Super Baby 2 is the closest to making it. Gold Freezer could also make it very close if you juice him, but of course, the guys above are just slightly better, in my opinion, and a lot of the guys in the stream agree as well. Alright, so we got number 10 here. We got Corrupted Zamasu. He's anti-Saiyan, so a lot of the meta, a lot of PvP, he's going to solo, so he has that props. The green card gives you a free combo starter. The ultimate is going to lock them in afterwards, you know. Destroy cards as well. He's very, very safe. He reduces ki a lot as well. Zamasu actually heals a lot as well, and he's super tanky. I think that's enough to just say that he can fit on this list. This list is going to be a lot of everybody is good and can probably 3v1, but some people are just better. And to make people better, it's like opinionated, I guess. But I think CMZ is a good option to start off at 10. I'd say his element is pretty good as well right now. There's not that many blues, maybe just one that you need to worry about. So in general, in a 1v3, if I had to choose someone, CMZ is a good choice. If he wasn't red though, it might be a different story. But the explosive green type neutral into ultimate combo, the cover null that he gets as well, I think it's a good way to actually get you started, get the ball rolling, and winning a game from a 1v3 standard. Next up, we got fusing Gogeta Blue. We gotta look at him. I think the main thing about him is post-transformation, but even pre-transformation, he's actually pretty good. Let's talk about pre though. Pre-transformation, when he's tag switching, he's getting his vanish back and he's getting cover null. His green cards give him, I believe it's 60% to his tag switch gauge, and then his blue card is 100%. So he's able to get his synchro fast, even though as many times before I've said it's slower than Vegito's, it's still pretty fast. Cool, once you get the synchro, you'll be able to transform, you get full health. He has the strike assault where he's able to get cover null from it and avoid people's gauges, which is obviously good when you're trying to fight. But I think the main thing is that he also has the vanish recovery off of his main, so that allows him to stay in the game a bit longer. Having vanish recovery is super, super important. Low-key putting him at 9 feels kind of shaky. He could be worse than CMZ, but the vanish recovery off main, I think I'm valuing it very highly, so I'm going to take that risk and put him at 9 for this list. But he doesn't have any consistent cover null, I would say, so that kind of brings him down. His green card does lock in, so that's also useful as well, but not much more to say on him. He kind of is missing a lot of things to make him a lot higher on this list, but 9 I think is alright. Could be better though. Next up, we got Super 17. I think it's more so about the fact that he can't let you play. He doesn't let you play. If he gives you one tap attack, tap shot or stomach punch, whatever it is, tap attacks, you can't use strikes or blues. And a lot of the meta, I think, is very strike orientated or blue card orientated in general. So if he's stopping you from playing, you have to work around that in other way or avoid him until you can actually attack. Also, his green card though, I think his green card is the dying factor. If he lands a green card, that's a guaranteed kill. He gets cover null so fast. One of the fastest cover nulls in the game. That's actually the truth, even to this day. I don't think there's anybody that consistently can get cover null as fast as him. It's actually wild. His element as well is pretty safe. Other factors about him, he can't cover change 1v3. His blue card can do a bit of damage. His ultimate can do a bit of damage. But for the most part, it's just consistently doing simple things. Getting cover null, blast arts damage, stopping you from using strikes and blues. And then his green card if I didn't say that. Those are the 4 things that really just go around his kit. Nothing too complex. It's just enough to keep him high on the list. Number 7, we got Beast Gohan. Red Beast Gohan. This guy is a beauty, man. Blue cards, probably getting the most vanish recovery out of any unit in the game. It's actually absurd. Not just for his blue card though. I think when he first transforms, based on how many time accounts he's in the battlefield, I think it happens maybe once or twice. He just refreshes his vanish gauge straight away. He does insane blue card damage. Post and kind of pre-transformation too. He gets cover no of his allies hitting him, but like this is 1v3, so let me ignore that. But let's also look at the fact that if he gets hit from big attacks, he can easily, and when I say easily cancel buffs, so he becomes super tanky. He's going to be taking hits a lot. It's super good in general. Just using him, he's super safe. The main ability, I believe he's going to lock rushes and mains. So really in most cases, he's actually quite ridiculous. He can give you that 1v3 run for your money very easily. Of course, generally speaking in the meta, there's some people that are better than him. But if you blink for 1 second, Beast's going to take you out. I'm not going to lie. Max potential juiced in a 1v3, I will very much put my money on Beast. A lot of people would too, and for good reason. He's one of the most used units in the game for good reason. Number 6, we've got Ultra Vegito Blue. This guy here, max juiced up in a 1v3. He's literally going to be getting vanish recovery of killing you. That is a bloodthirsty guy. But cool, he has a green card, the counter, he can use it repeatedly, but the first time he gets a blue card. But he could also potentially, depending on your luck, if he has an ultimate in his deck, the green card won't destroy the ultimate, and then he'll be able to obviously chain the green into an ultimate. He also seals rushes and blue cards, which is super useful to know when characters switch in, so you won't be able to take advantage of that to take him out. 1v3, he's truly a menace. He gets easy cover null from his gauge refilling, and then every time his gauge fills through using arts cards, he's also able to get buffs for his damage. So in general, he's super useful. He's not very complicated, I would say. When his health gets to half health, he also heals, and I believe he cancels some buffs. He goes type neutral defensively, I believe, as well. Element is very safe as well. Just a lot of nice things about him. Of course, it's a very niche scenario, like we're saying 1v3s, but Ultra Vegito Blue is known for giving you very good results. Even in his prime, we remember when he was going up against Go Frieza and those goons, he was just standing up solo. So I think he's just slightly better than Beast, because with Beast, fair enough, he does get the vanish recovery, but me personally, I feel like the green cards, because it can counter literally everything except the rush and the ult. But UVB also seals rushes. In most cases, you'll be able to counter, keep yourself safe, and gauge and increase your vanish gauge to just vanish again anyways. And if you get the kill, which you most likely will in one combo, you can take advantage of that to get your gauge back as well. So I think it's kind of close between Beast and UVB in a 1v3, but me personally, I'm going UVB. All right, next up we got Ultra UI. Now this was very close between 4 and 5, and you must have noticed it was 4/5, but I had to change it right now because we came to a new conclusion. But Ultra UI at number 5 because he is Ultra Instinct. He is Ultra Instinct. He's in Ultra Instinct. He's going to be dodging you, stalling until he can get the perfect scenario to attack. He can also lock you in. Last stand, he's going to have the lock-in available. So if you try to cover change, he's going to bring you back in and hit the ult. The ult's going type neutral. Main ability spawns a ult and a green card. He's going to get endurance nullification as well from the main, so he can actually just nullify your endurance through strikes and blasts. He doesn't need to use anything major, which is also very good. He can also flip out of combos, which is super good, unless you're using blast arts. That's the only way he can't flip out. So if it's a strike art or a moving blue card, not an ultimate though or a rising rush, he can get out of it. And I should have mentioned, someone just typed in the chat, the type neutral from his ultimate is not cancelable. You can't get rid of it. So he's going to be doing insane damage while also stalling, filling back up his gauge to dodge a lot of attacks. It's very beautiful. It's like poetry in motion watching UI play. I don't feel like that needs to be explained further. It's pretty simple to understand why he would be high in this list. Also, I will add though, it does depend on the player, but could you imagine him super juiced with the intention to take everybody out last stand? He's gonna pull that off. It's very easy for him to pull that off, so we gotta put some respect. We just have him top 5 at a high level. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. Number 4 on the list, we got Golden Frieza. Now this was very close between Ultra UI and Golden Frieza, but the simple thing that it came down to is the fact that Golden Frieza has 2 lives. He has that chance for recovery. If you make a mistake, the comeback is gonna punish you for actually taking him out. So that's also good. He has a trifecta. I call it a trifecta. His green card, he's gonna give you vanish recovery, and I believe it's like 80 or 70% when there's allies dead. Cover No, which is obviously super effective, and he draws cards from it. Those three together is just insane. His damage is going to be insane, especially when he's super juiced. So he's hard to overcome, especially when he gets the ball rolling. He also has an insane ultimate arts that does AoE damage, and the strike arts and blast arts are just crazy. But the icing on the cake is that if you want to attack him, if you keep switching every time faced with an enemy, unless your unit has the unless your unit ignores like attribute downgrades and stuff like that, your costs are going to go up to like 89, maybe even 100. So you're not going to be able to continue your combo. He's going to take all your ki, or your costs are going to be too high, so your ki is going to go down off one blast art, which is wild. So not just in terms of him being so oppressive that you can't breathe, he doesn't allow you to play to take him out, and if you do take him out, he has the second chance for the comeback. It's very easy, and from the comeback he's going to do damage towards you. It's actually quite dumb. Very close between him and UI, but it's simply just the fact that he has 2 lives. It's hard to beat in a lot of cases, but in my opinion anyways, a lot of people will agree as well. I think he deserves that spot, just 1 over UI. This is the 3rd place guy, and based on the 3rd place, you might already know who's 1st/2nd, but we got Fusing Super Vegito. Now for him, this is a 3v1, right? So we have to put into the factor that his rush is going to be a big integral factor of you taking out people. It's only few cases of people that he can't take out because of the fact that his buffs will get cancelled. When he's taking out people, a rush is a free kill, and then from there he has to do the rest of the work himself. Vegito has pretty much everything to offer. The synchro comes fast, but if he's 1v3, he can instantly synchro. Instantly. I should have mentioned that about Gogeta as well, but the synchro is amazing. If you don't want to use it, fine. Let's talk about what he can do pre-transform. So when he's switching in between, he's getting instantly 100% fill from his green card, so he's able to tag switch in between, and then of course he's also getting cover note and being able to extend his combo very easily. Pre-transformation, the damage is still really good. Post-transformation, it's also really good. Let's also talk about when he gets his half health when he's pre-transformation. I believe he destroys all your cards and takes a bit of your ki, so you can't combo. That's actually super effective in general, and I think he might heal a bit. Don't quote me on that though. But post-transformation, it's an easy cover no from the green card, allowing him to combo, and every time he draws a card, especially with the enemy, if they cover change, he gets draw speed from that. He'll be able to extend his combo to a crazy amount, getting his Vanish recovery back, also enabling him to do more damage. He gets a blue card from the main ability, which is just super useful, but even if he doesn't use the blue card, you know, the combo can just keep on going, wait for cards to draw, and the blue card also drawing a card also counts to his Vanish gauge going back up. It's super easy to play, super fun to play, and it's kind of like autopilot, just doing cards over and over again. That's simply how they just make Vegetos, to just streamline through. It's crazy. But I think it's just the guaranteed rush factor, especially if somebody cover changes. So let's say you're fighting, my phone died. Let's say you're fighting Red Beast and they cover change into Ultra Gohan, but you had cover no, right? Because you used the green card. He will have type neutral, for I think it's about like 3 or 5 time accounts, and that enables him to get a type neutral rush, which pretty much will kill Ultra Gohan. Otherwise you won't kill. So in that scenario, it's very easy to get as well. You can get advantage over a lot of guys in the game. That's why he's at number 3, but I think he could also be interchangeable with Ultra Golden Frieza. It's quite close, the margins are so tight. But yeah, that's all I've got to say for him, man. Alright, so we got the number 1 and 2, should have been very expected. We've got Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Ultimate Gohan. By 1 and 2, you should already be able to tell that they're interchangeable. So if you think Ultra Gohan's number 1, that's cool. If you think Ultimate Gohan's number 1, that's cool. I think either way, I'm not going to complain which way you want to go. So it's 1 and 2. Let's start with Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, since he's the older unit. Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, element green, last stand menace. Gets a vanish step when he vanish steps. Last stand. Blue card counter. He also has the gauge counter. Insane work, by the way. Explosive green, locks in for a bit and gives him a card. Elf pressing the first card, he gets another card. And he gets cover null for the first couple time accounts once he presses a card to start his combo the first time. Insane work. And just to put the icing on the cake, he has endurance. Endurance after all of that I just mentioned. If this guy isn't going to give you a 1v3, I don't know who will. You literally have someone ready to delete your account and you're not picking Ultra Gohan. That's a scary game you're playing, man. This guy's just super safe option. You can't strike arts him easily. He's going to hit you with blue card counter, so you can't even attack him without expecting him to have a blue card. If you try and get in a situation where you're close to him, he's going to explosive green. He's got an option for every single scenario you can put him in. And that's greedy in my opinion. You can't have everything, but he has it all. The only thing he could have had is the ability to cancel buffs if he gets rushed or hit with an ultimate. If he had that, boy, he would be in the game forever. But luckily he doesn't. But even without that, he's still menacing enough to survive over all of these units, in my opinion. Let's go into Ultimate Gohan now. This guy, the newest unit in the game, also one of the best, if not the best unit in the game. He actually has everything though. Maybe they could have given him explosive green, but how gluttonous would that have been? Cool, let's talk about him. He gets vanished from his green. He gets vanished from his ultimate. He does crazy blue card damage that can nullify endurance all the time, and I believe his ultimate also nullifies endurance. I didn't mention that Ultra Gohan doesn't have blast armor, but you know who does? Ultimate Gohan. He has blast armor as well. Crazy. For the first 3 times that a blue card, awakened art, ultimate art, or a rising rush is done, he's going to cancel those buffs. So if you try to use, for example, fusing Super Vegito and hit him with the rush, the endurance is not going to break. I call it unbreakable endurance. MVP 17 had that as well. You can't just rush him point blank, which is obviously insane. So you can't take out his endurance unless you're using somebody like Purple Rose or the tag droids who permanently nullify endurance. Now, this guy has 2 gauges, but it doesn't even feel like his time gauge exists. His attack gauge turns up so fast that he just becomes menacing off rip. It's just super safe. But then there's one thing I almost forgot about. You see his main ability, yeah? You thought you could just float at the back, or you could float mid-range, or you decided to be an idiot and strike arts him and he hit you with a vanish. After he's hit you in the vanish and you're hitting him the wrong way, he's gonna press his main. Your vanish is gone. It's gone. Free combo. It's free. It's free. I just realized I didn't even talk about Ultra Vegito Blue first time entry removing your vanish. But hey, we passed that already. This one is actually way better because you get to choose when you take the vanish, which is obviously nuts. I don't think there's anything else I need to talk about with this guy. It's just his element is kind of safe as well. He goes type neutral if you blue card him as well, or ultimate or awakened arts or rush him. He heals from that too, of all those factors. It's kind of greedy. How disgusting. Gluttonous kit, man. They gave him everything, really. If they gave him explosive greens, that would be dumb. I think that's everything, man. I could really glaze, but I'm not going to. There's too many details that just make him too OP. But out of those 2, so we have Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Ultimate Gohan. I think either way you go, it's a good option for the number 1v3 unit in the game. But yeah, this was a very interesting tier list. Maybe I'll do more of this in the future, because I know a lot of people, when they summon on units, they only care about who's OP. They don't care about all the strategy and all of that. Putting your life on the line for a 1v3 scenario is probably the best feeling to clutch as well. So let me know what you guys think about the tier list. Anything you'd move, anything you disagree with, anything you agree with, obviously let me know why. But I appreciate you guys for watching, man. Press the subscribe button. We're on this grind to 100,000 subscribers. My name's Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.